What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. So the first thing I want to bring to y'all's attention is the fact that Angie Stone's daughter posted this despicable message that came from somebody that slid in her DMs. And it's just so sad. I just wish people would just leave her alone and things of that nature, because she is grieving at this particular point in time. And listen, I know that the true nature of Diamond and Angie's relationship wasn't perfect. They definitely traveled down some rocky roads, but I do believe that Diamond loved her mom and she did not deserve to be harassed by this idiot that sent her this ill-advised and disparaging DM. Now, I'm going to paraphrase here, but Joey Joe says, "You should be ashamed of yourself. Now I see why your mother blocked your teeth out. You are disgusting. It should have been you instead of Angie." And then Diamond simply responds and says, "Thanks, but everyone's days are numbered. Praying for you though." Now, if I'm being honest, y'all, I have gotten messages from someone reputable, and I have seen comments that suggest that other than the Cash App debacle where Diamond was criticized for, I've been told that Diamond is behind the scenes doing some nefarious things to capitalize off of her mother's name and likeness. So when discussing this exchange between Joey and Diamond with my people attached to the ordeal, they highlighted the fact that this despicable DM may have been sent to Diamond out of disgust, given the fact of all the rumors that are circulating around about her doing things to capitalize off of Angie's name. Now, this guy's message to Diamond did not give a clear context to what he was alluding to, so we can't definitively say that that was the actual angle that he was coming from, but I will say that the key word here is rumor. It's just all rumors, right? And so this is my thing. If it's true or not, it's not your responsibility to jump in her DM and wish that she was deleted over her mother. That's just ridiculous, right? Now listen, I'm gonna say something that some of y'all may not agree with, and that's fine, but I respect your opinion. But this is the thing, right? I would never do this to my mother at all. But when you look at Angie Stone's situation and the amount of people that are trying to capitalize off of her name and legacy, if I'm being honest, I would rather for her kids to actually capitalize off of their mother's name. That's their mother, right? But see, the problem lies if you're sneakily trying to profit behind the scenes. That action alone suggests that it's being done with ill, manipulative, and deceptive intent. And that's the avenue as us as onlookers of this very unfortunate situation that happened to Angie Stone, we have to sit back and just watch, because God will deal with them in that regard. But my thing is, what did Angie talk about 2 months before she passed away? She talked about the fact that she didn't get the proceeds that were owed to her at the tune of $50 million. And she also expressed within that video that she wanted to leave money for her kids and her grandkids and so forth and so on. And the term that she specifically used is that she wanted to leave generational wealth to her family. Well, if Angie was paid everything she was owed from the record label, she would have left her family millions, or at least a substantial amount of money, which will be way more than they will ever make by slapping Angie Stone's face and name on t-shirts, mugs, or even a hot sauce bottle, or even monies received through Cash App, right? Now again, let me reiterate, the problem lies is when you're trying to sneakily do it behind the scenes. It's like you're trying to hide something or whatever, and it causes concern. Now, people are going to talk either way, whether you come out publicly like she did with the Cash App when she announced, "Hey, listen, y'all been asking for my Cash App. Here's my Cash App if you want to send some money. If you don't, then that's fine too." Somebody's going to always find something to say. But it becomes highly critical when you're doing it behind the scenes and you're not transparent. It's all good to just come out and say, "Hey, my mom ain't have it like that." You know what I'm saying? And we're struggling. It is what it is. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to be upfront. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we need. This is our goal. And I think ultimately people could digest that more, rather hearing that it's some backdoor stuff going on, which would be a dishonor to Angie's name and her legacy. And if I'm being honest, y'all, the real reason why I haven't disclosed those text messages that I got about Diamond as it pertains to her doing some shady stuff behind the scenes is based off of the fact of she's grieving. She's grieving. She lost her mom, and I know how that feels. And I feel like that I would be a dirty individual if I would expose those text messages during this time when she's grieving. The family is grieving. They're going through a lot of things right now. A lot of emotions are on display and stuff like that. And then on top of that, the content within the alleged accusations that I have is just egregious and downright monstrous. So I just want to stay away from that right now. But anyway, I want to move along and share this message that I got from an artist from back in the day. Now, this is no disrespect. This wasn't a big time artist, but if I mention their name, you definitely know of them. And no worries, they're not taking this as disrespect. I did explain to them that I was going to say this, when I did this video, because I don't want to lead my people to think that I'm talking to somebody huge or somebody that has a substantial amount of weight in the music business. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to keep it all the way real. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say that the information that I'm about to convey to you is all alleged. I cannot confirm or deny that these actions actually took place. So it says here, apparently Angie was talking to someone in the music business about the corruption that involved Clive Davis and UMG after she spoke about her stolen publishing and unpaid royalties. Angie opened up about things she witnessed with her own two eyes and shared messages from other artists that supported her knowledge and claims about how evil Clive is. The person Angie confided in is well known and based out of New York and has ties to Sony. I do not wish to provide his name at this time for safety concerns. I'm not afraid of him, but I fear the people connected to the other side. But days later, after Angie shared messages with him that included details from other artists to corroborate her story, she got a cease and desist from lawyers that represent Clive. She said the letter didn't mention Clive or UMG, but the letter involved details of what she told said person whom she thought she could trust. The betrayal hit like a ton of bricks, and she called this person, and they had words with Angie accusing him of being intimate with a young Tevin Campbell. Angie said, "Now that you betrayed me, I now know you did what they said you did." He ferociously denied snitching on Angie and sleeping with a young Tevin. All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Like I said, this is all alleged information, and I did get it from somebody that was in the music business back in the day. And so, listen, I have my thoughts on this, but I'm not going to say anything because, again, I don't know if this is true. I can't confirm or deny it, but I believe that this person is not telling me who it is to protect this particular individual for a certain reason. Again, I can't get into the details, but I have an idea of who they are talking about. Now, the most important thing is to see if this cease and desist really exists. Because if it does, then it becomes verifiable information, at least back to the lawyers that sent it to Angie. And then maybe they can try to uncover who is at the top that actually ordered this cease and desist to Angie. Now, the last thing I want to point out is the fact that there is a lack of people that are speaking on Angie's behalf. I saw Stone Paxton's video the other day and he alluded to it as well. The fact that Angie helped so many people get into position to where they are now and nobody is actually speaking up in her favor. And it's just sad. And the fact that Angie is responsible for doing so much for people that have made more money than her, it's just really, really diabolical in regards to the people that are just quiet, that are just behind the scenes and just living their lives. And they could care less if Angie is gone because they have what they came for. They have the money. They have a little bit of fame, some of them, and things of that nature. And it's just sad. But you know what? There will be a price to pay at the end of the day for how everyone who has violated Angie. You know what I'm saying? So no worries. It's coming their way. And when it comes, it's going to sting. I'm telling you, it's going to sting like nothing has ever stung them before. But anyway, I'm going to let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.